Welcome back to DAGryffyn Hobby. My name's Dave. The highly addictive nature of this hobby continues. I keep telling myself, stop buying trains.
Hey, I'm sick. I need help.
Not that I'm not allowed to, or I'm not allowing myself to, but there's just other stuff I need to be doing in here other than adding to the clutter.
Hey, I'm sick. I need help.
But sometimes deals present themselves, and it would be silly to walk away from them. One of the things I do, and I've probably mentioned it before, is I have searches on eBay for particular items that I kind of would like to add to the collection. I've greatly reduced the notifications from those searches, so I have a lot less searches than I used to have. Just a few, a handful of different items that I would really like to add. I try not to look too often, but every once in a while you get in there and you look. This would fall under a category of type or genre of engine as opposed to a specific piece that I was looking for. One of the searches I have is for TMCC locomotives. Diesel, steam, doesn't matter. I like to see what comes up that's a low price. Usually something will be added and the price will be low and then it skyrockets. And that's fine, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes people just aren't looking for the piece and the price stays low and then you can get yourself a good deal. Other times, like this situation, I saw this engine, which I've seen come up numerous times, but the price always goes too high. But I watched them anyway, so when I saw it come up, I hearted it in eBay to watch it. One of the things that can happen when you put something on your watch list is the seller can send you an offer. A lot of times what you get, if you get anything, is like a 5% offer. Well, this engine was put on eBay for $250, which was, I don't think, a bad price for this engine, but I just wasn't in the mood to spend it. I figured I would watch it and see what happened. Very quickly, I feel like I got an offer for $50 less. And I was just like, that puts this as a $200 engine. That's totally worthwhile. For the $200, if it turns out to be in good shape, then I think it's a fantastic price. Instead of talking about it though, you should open the box and see what it's like. It's in a shipping box, but it's also still in the shipping box. That's a well-packaged engine. I don't know why I expected it to not be in the original box. It's not a very big box, so what's in here? This is an engine I have wanted since Nick bought one, and I just really liked the look of it. It is number 460, the Lindbergh Special 442. I love the size of the drivers on this thing, huge drive wheels, and it's a great looking engine. I don't know if the keystone on the front should have a number on it or something, but it's just red. At first look, it seems to be good. Definitely some signs of running. Looks like one of the traction tires might be working itself off. Looks like it can use a bit of a cleaning. A little dusty. I don't know if that's an impact mark on the back here or something. But that's fantastic. I do feel like Nick has said recently that he's had problems with these 442s. I think he's got a couple. I really don't remember. I remember this one being special and that he wanted it and picked it up at it for a good price, probably at York. But I don't recall what kind of complaints he had. But then again, his requirements for an engine and my requirements for an engine are kind of different. Tender is definitely a little dusty. Somehow the wheels and the center rail rollers look like they've seen more action on the tender than they do on the engine. That makes no sense, unless this tender was from an engine that was run a lot more than the engine was. Whatever, doesn't matter. It looks pretty good. Really what it comes down to is, does it work? I love when paperwork is in the box because it adds a little bit of a story. I have the warranty card. There's no date, but it looks like Don paid $300 cash for this engine. Possibly at Delmar Railroad Shop in Independence, Kentucky. I wonder if they're still a thing. I like this. Free tune-up, $20 value. Unfortunately, it expired a few years ago. So this is a Pennsylvania 442 Atlantic with command. Electro coupler on the tender, tower comm, crew talk, rail sounds, directional lighting, die cast, yada yada yada. 618095. I just completed a video on my Scout engines, and I was running this Pennsy one around the layout with the Baby Ruth cars. So I'm going to get that off the layout, get this one on there, and we'll see how it works. Track 1, engine 4, 6, set. I didn't do anything. Engine 4, 6, set. No sounds, interesting. Smoke's working. Maybe it's the pot on the bottom of the tender? I'll turn the track power off and check the tender. It did smoke, but I don't know how much is in there, so I'm just going to give a few drops on the safe side here. The volume was shut all the way off on the tender, so hopefully that did something. Let's try it again. Engine 46. Oh, there we go. All right, well, it has directional lighting, but the rear lighting is just a very tiny red light in the middle. It's not like there's a backup light on this thing. Okay, it made it a loop around the layout. That's always a good thing. One of the problems with my collection here is that this 442, which I'm guessing is scale, kind of dwarfs the decapod it's sitting next to on a higher track. But that's okay. I mean, I tend to run more scale stuff with more scale stuff, and then the traditional size or, compressed stuff together so that it kind of makes sense. But then again, I also don't really care. I think this engine looks great. It ran around the layout once without blowing up. That's good. It does not seem to have real slow creeping. It doesn't have cruise, but then this is supposed to be a high-speed passenger engine anyway. So I should be running it at a higher speed with passenger cars. Let's take a closer look at this beautiful E6 Atlantic. The drive wheels. They're huge. And it's a small engine, and the proportions of it, they're just really neat. I don't know. I hope you're not looking for a technical explanation. It's really more of just an emotional one. I just think it looks really cool. I believe the problem with the cranks is right in here. This piece suffers from zinc rot and will break. What bothers me about that is I have pre-war and post-war engines that suffer from the same thing. How is this still a problem? Yes, this is 20-something years old, but things like this shouldn't continue to be a problem. Complaining about it, I guess, isn't going to do anything. So I will have to be very careful with these cranks. Hopefully parts will be available now that Lionel is releasing a new E6. I would love to get the new legacy version of this engine just to compare the two and then give it back. Because I would really like to see the difference. I feel like this has just enough detail to look good and fits in with the rest of my collection. So this has a scale coupler up front. I would not be surprised if that breaks off due to zinc rot or something like that. It seems to not move to the left, but moves to the right okay, and then sits there like that. So it's probably better that I don't touch that too many times. The keystone up front here, I don't know what happened with that. Did that fade? Did they never put a number on it? Was it layered and the outer layer came off? If it bothers me, I'll look into getting a new sticker. It's a little dusty back here. We got firebox glow. I don't know if this is wear or an impact right there, but don't see it when it's running, so that's fine. There are no figures in this. I think it might be nice to put one or two in there. I think it's a really nice model, and it's very tastefully detailed. It doesn't need more than it has as far as I'm concerned, and so far I've really been enjoying running it. The traction tires look a little on the aged side, so I'll probably have to look into getting a couple of those as well. Although this engine has a pretty good weight to it, so it probably would pull just fine without them. I haven't dusted the tender off yet, but it looks pretty good. Not a lot of add-on detail. A couple of handrails, a ladder, some lights. Directional lighting, that lights up. I don't know what the actual engine had, so is that an oversight or is that prototypical? I would prefer a actual kind of reverse headlight, but it's not really a big deal. Like the water scoop on the bottom, that's pretty neat. The volume control is right there, and it was turned all the way off. And then you have the switch to switch between rail sounds and signal sounds. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, And I'll see you next time on DAGryffyn Hobby.